Now here we comes with the last question of this chapter of biological classification, and we have question number 12 on the screen. That is, organize a discussion in your class on the topic, are viruses living or non-living? So we have to basically discuss that viruses are living or non-living matters. So basically we know that viruses are microscopic infectious agents which can infect all the living organisms, including human beings, animals, plants, even bacteria. Now, if we talk about the characters which can differentiate between the viruses, whether they are living or they are non-living. So if we want to discuss the characters of virus, that we know that the viruses are actually microscopic and they are made up of, they are only having nucleic acids such as RNA or DNA as their genetic material, which is enclosed in a proteinaceous coat known as capsid. The presence of these nucleic acids such as RNA or DNA, which can be single stranded or double stranded depending upon the type of viruses, the presence of these nucleic acids, RNA or DNA, suggests that viruses are alive, viruses are living in nature. Also, they respond to their environment in a limited manner when they are present inside the host cell or any host organism. So these properties, that they can respond to their environment when they are present in the host cell or host organism, also they are having nucleic acids such as RNA and DNA. These properties of viruses are suggesting that viruses are alive, viruses are living creatures. However, some characters such as the inability to reproduce without using the machinery of a host cell or organism, and also their acellular nature, because we know that viruses are just a particle with only nucleic acid enclosed by a proteinaceous coat known as capsid. They are not having cell wall, cell membrane, they are not composed of any cell. They are just nucleic acids with a protein coat known as capsid. So their acellular nature and their inability to reproduce without using machinery of a host organism, these properties suggest that viruses are not living creatures, they are non-living objects or non-living particles. So therefore, classifying viruses has remained a mystery for modern systematics, and this is why we cannot clearly mention, or we cannot classify or clearly say that viruses are living creatures or they are non-living things or non-living objects. They are non-living objects or non-living particles when they are present in the environment, into the atmosphere. Once they go inside the host organism, they are actually considered as living creatures because they respond to the environment. They respond to the environment present inside the host organism. Also, they reproduces with the helping with actually taking the machinery of a host organism, and that is why we cannot clearly mention that they are actually living creatures or non-living creatures. So if we want to discuss, then viruses are microscopic. We already know that these are microscopic, infectious agents which can cause infections in all the living organisms, including bacteria, human beings, animals and plants. They are having nucleic acids such as RNA or DNA, and this RNA or DNA can be single stranded or double stranded in them. So viruses are microscopic creatures, microscopic particles, infectious agents which can cause infections in all the living organisms present on earth. They are having nucleic acids such as RNA and DNA, which can be single stranded or double stranded. And because of the presence of these nucleic acids such as RNA and DNA, they are considered as living creature. Also another character such as responding towards the environment when they are present inside the host organism, which also makes the property of living organism. So this property of responding to the environment also suggests that they are living creatures. So they can respond to the environment, which makes us believe to that fact that viruses are actually living creatures. However, some characters such as inability to reproduce without using the machinery of host cell, that means they cannot reproduce by their own machinery of host cell. Also the acellular nature of viruses, suggests that they are not living creatures, they are non-living organism, non-living objects, because they do not have cell. Also they are not capable of reproducing by their own, they need the machinery of host organism to reproduce. So all these are the properties which can tell us or which can make us believe that the viruses are not living creatures, they are non-living things. And the properties mentioned on the top of the screen, that is, they are having nucleic acids such as RNA or DNA. Also they can respond to their environment. These properties can suggest or make us believe that viruses are living creatures. So these are the two properties which lie in between the fact that whether the viruses are living creatures or they are actually non-living objects. And because of this, therefore, classifying viruses has remained a mystery for modern systematics. Now this is the complete solution of question number 12, and with this we have completed the whole NCERT discussion of chapter number 2, that is biological classification, from class 11th. This is all for today, and thank you and have a nice day.